Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Disney Pin Pursuit. My name is Alyssa, and I am finally getting a chance to sit down and do a solo trip pin trading day recap. So my baby is asleep, so if you see me looking over here, it's because I'm making sure she's not waking up, watching her monitor. So hopefully we've got some time to finish this up for you guys, and show you guys what I got at the pin trading event. But yeah, Disney Solo was amazing. I had so much fun. It was so nice just to be able to like bounce all around the park, do whatever I felt like doing, stop for food or a break or people watching, whatever I wanted. I got to ride Big Thunder and Space like a zillion times every day, which was amazing. And then, excuse me. And then actually the last, what was supposed to be the last day in the parks, my DCA day, I went to the ticket booth and asked how much it would be to extend my 3-day to a 4-day so I can go in the morning of the pin event on my very last day in California. And it was just a little less than some of the 70th merch that I had bought. And I was totally okay. I think my toddler's about to walk in, so okay, the toddler has been wrangled, taken back out. Honestly, I wouldn't really mind if he was in these videos, but like, I don't really want to put my kids' faces on the internet right now. So anyway, that's why. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so the price to change my 3-day to a 4-day was just under some of the merch that I bought. And I went back to my hotel room and grabbed a couple of shirts that I had gotten that I was like, you know what? I'd rather do another day at Disneyland or another morning at Disneyland than come home with these shirts. So I returned those and extended my 3-day to a 4-day ticket and spent Sunday morning in Disneyland. But yeah, so the morning of the pin event, I got up and I rope dropped Disneyland, was there at 7 a.m. And basically just bounced between Big Thunder and Space. I think I rode Pirates once, but yeah, just bounced between Big Thunder and Space and just kept going back and forth and back and forth. And I think rode both of them like 4 times that morning, which was amazing, and stayed there till about noon. Caught an Uber in front of my hotel. My hotel held on to my suitcase for me, so I didn't have to take it into the park and take it through security, which is great. And caught an Uber down to the Marriott down the street for the pin event. And this pin event was huge. Like, they had a whole like ballroom, conference room thing, and then 2 smaller rooms to the side of that. And that whole hallway area was set up with tables and vendors. I mean, everyone was just like packed in. There were so many people with just books and buckets and bins of pins. It was crazy. People were trading, they were selling, they were buying pins. People from all over were there, so that was really cool to see a bunch of people from, California, Florida, and a couple other places in the US. That was awesome. And I mean, pins that I didn't even know existed. It was crazy. Any pin that you wanted was probably there. And most of the people there were super nice, super approachable, super friendly, willing to look at my pins. Even if they, if I didn't have something that they wanted, they were willing to trade for the pin that I wanted. Still were like super nice about it. A couple people helped me with my pricing because my pricing was a little high on some of the things, because I had just done a quick eBay search for like a general eBay search for a lot of my pins, and then focused on like some of my bigger ones for specific prices. And I even was told people like, this is what I think it's worth. If you think it's too much, you can let me know and we can figure out if we can meet in the middle or come to a different, trading option for it or whatever. And a lot of people were pretty nice. There were a few people that were really kind of intimidating and didn't really want to look at my pins, and just kind of assumed that I wouldn't have anything they would want to trade for, which was a little humiliating and kind of frustrating. But there weren't too many people like that. So there was definitely like some people just kind of gave off a standoffish vibe. And some people were like way more stingent on what they would trade for. Like I found this really cool Tiny Kingdom Big Thunder Mountain pin at this one table, and I'd asked them if they had Big Thunder Mountain pins or not, and they said no at first. And then I was looking at a couple, and I was like, well, just look through my book and see if you like anything in there. And I was looking, I was like, oh, well, this is a Big Thunder Mountain pin. And they were like, oh, it is? And they had a couple like smaller Big Thunder Mountain pins. They didn't even know what they were. And they wouldn't trade me for anything in my book. But they didn't even know what the pins were on their board for their Big Thunder pins. So that was a little weird. And a couple of the people that I had talked to at other tables echoed that with that particular vendor. So anyway, I'd say 70% of people were like super nice, super friendly, really fun to talk to, easy to trade with, even if they didn't have, and even if they didn't want to make a trade work, they were like reasonable and nice and not kind of like snooty about it. And then 30% of people were like pretty unapproachable and not super nice to talk to. So that was a little weird. But the Kraken event itself was super fun. So definitely glad I went. I did not record any videos while I was there because I had to juggle my Pinfolio, I had to juggle the pins that I was trading for, my crossbody bag, and I had my carry-on suitcase with me because it was the day that I was leaving, and the hotel that the pin event was at wouldn't hold on my suitcase for me because I wasn't staying there, which makes sense. But yeah, so I was toting that thing around, and it was tight in there. There were a lot of people, and I was already like pretty self-conscious about what I was doing because I'd never been to one before. So I didn't want to throw in the content creator wannabe label either. So sorry for not getting any footage on that. But I do want to show you guys what I traded for because I walked out with pins that I didn't think I would ever be able to trade for with the pins that I have. And I have, you guys have seen it before if you watched other videos. I have this giant Pinfolio full of pins, and I have some that are like, I mean, they're higher end pins, but not like high end pins. But I had bulk, and so I was hoping I'd be able to bulk trade for some things. But I mean, I got some WDI pins, I got some DSSH pins, I got some Shanghai pins, and Disney 100 pins. Things that I thought I would never be able to trade for. Things that I thought that I would never have enough pins for someone to be willing to trade me, you know, bulk 1-for-1, whatever, for the pins that I got. So I wanted to show you guys not only the pins that I got, but also what my book looks like, because I thought I would walk out with an empty Pinfolio to be able to get the pins that I got. Like, I thought I would need to do crazy bulk trades to get things that I wanted and people had. There was even some pins. I'm glad I started asking, as I warmed up, I started asking people like what they had their pins valued at, what they'd be willing to trade for it. And I was like, you know what, will you just look at my pins and just see if there's anything in there? If not, totally fine. But like, instead of like telling people what I had and what they were, what I thought they were valued at, I just started like handing over my pin book and saying, hey, just look through that. If you find anything that you'd be willing to trade for this pin, like, let me know, pull pins out, we'll talk about it, and we'll see if it will work. Because even if I had, like, I didn't get any, I think I usually got the better end deal of most of the trades, which is great. But I mean, there were some pins that I wanted badly enough that I was like, if you want to trade me a pin that's, you know, you need a $15 pin to complete the trade and make it equal on your end, but you find a $25 pin that I'm not attached to, like, sure, take it, whatever. That doesn't bother me. I'm getting a pin that I really want. So anyway, the trades were great that I was able to make. And the other thing that was really nice about some of the vendors is they had signs up that said, you know, willing to do bulk trades in search of smaller pins for trading. So they were willing to trade their higher end pins for bulk traders of like the mystery packs and smaller like Loungefly pins and pink hollow mode pins. So they were willing to do those trades, which is really nice because someone like me who is like getting into pin trading basically only has small pins. It made me feel like I could approach their table a little easier, and know that at least they would not like, scoff at my small pin collection, and what I had. So anyway, yeah, so I want to show you guys what I got, and what my pin book looks like so that you guys know that you can go to a pin event with a handful of pins and you can still trade with people there. There were some people that I was able to trade like pin for pin and just kind of traded some of the Walt Disney World like hidden Disney pins from this year for some of the Disneyland ones that I wanted, and they were really even trade 1-for-1, which is great. And yeah, you can there were people there with like the smaller Pinfolios of pins instead of like the big books and stuff. There were people there with milk crates full of big books of pins, trading. So you really can do this at any level that you're at. Just don't be afraid to walk in, just to even look and see how many pins there are. And a lot of people were selling too at really good prices. So you could go in and find pins that you like. There were pins that people were selling for like $8 that I thought were like $20, $30 pins. And they were pins that I wanted. So I bought a couple. But anyway, let me show you guys my pins, what I traded for, and then what my book looks like so you can see how many pins I still have left for trade. I'm so excited about that. My goal going into it, because I needed to limit myself and not just trade for anything that looked cool, was Big Thunder, the Bi-Coastal Series pins, and the Disneyland Paris Bigfoot pins, because those are... Big Thunder is my like all-time favorite collection ever. I want that to be ginormous and take up my whole world. And then I really want to complete the Bi-Coastal and the Disneyland Paris Bigfoot pins. So I was at 5 for each of those sets. So I needed 7 more for each. And then I also collect Lion King, Simba, and Dumbo. So I traded for those as well. So I also do another pin reorganizing video of my pin board, so you guys can see how those turn out, because Dumbo needs a little bit more space now. So Figment and Eeyore are gonna have to move over a little bit to accommodate for my new Dumbo pins that I love so much. So anyway, and if you can't tell, I'm recording in my lovely bedroom because this is usually my one safe place where I won't get interrupted to record my videos. So you won't get my nice dining room table as the background, but you'll get my cute black and white comforter as the background. So let me show you my pins. Okay, so here are the first few pins I traded for. So like these Disney 100 pins are usually like really sought after, expensive. Didn't think I'd be able to trade for something like that. But look at this Dumbo pin. It's so cute. I love this pin so much. And then I traded for this DSSH Dumbo and his mom pin that I love so much, especially since I have my son he was my first, and I really wanted a boy for my first, so I really connect with any of the mom and son pins that I find. But yeah, so that was an amazing find. I actually traded a Disneyland Paris Nala and Simba, I think it was like a Pin Trading Nights pin or something. I had just traded for that before I had gotten to this person's table, and the only pin in my book she wanted was that one. So we traded basically straight across. They were the same value, I think, within like $5 or something. So that was awesome. And then I have this. I never thought, I love these pins so much, and they go for so much on eBay. I never thought I would get one of these off the page pins. So I got this Dumbo off the page, which he had valued, I think he said at like 100. And I think this is the one that I traded for like I traded like my whole Marvel mystery bag set that I had. So that was awesome. And I wasn't connected to the Marvel pins at all, so that was no big deal for me. And then I got this Shanghai Disneyland Dumbo one, which, I mean, that's so cute. Look at little baby Dumbo and his big ears. I love that pin so much. And then I was super excited because I got 3 more of the Bicoastal series pins. So now I only need 4. Yeah, I'm only missing 4 now. I'm excited. I'm really close to completing that set, so that's awesome. And then from Moana 2, I love Matangi in that movie, and I really hope she makes another big appearance when they make Moana 3, because it's totally happening. And my son really loves Moana, so I think it's still the only Matangi Disneyland or Disney pin. There's like a Loungefly or Box Lunch one, but this is the only like Disney one. So technically I'm a Matangi complete as of this moment. So, but it's like a really nice pin. It's really big, really thick. The Matangi and her bat are pin on pin. So that was really cool. So let me flip this guy over and show you the other pins I was able to trade for. So I got this pin, which these pins are like $100 pins. They're huge. They're so cool. And there's so many of them. I want all of them. But this one was probably my favorite that I saw. I think there's like a Sarabi, Mufasa, and Simba one too. But I love this pin so much. There's so much detail and it has such really good color and detail in it. And they're so clean. It's just such a pretty pin. And then you guys, I got another off the page. And I mean, look at that detail in the Pride Rock scene behind Simba and Zazu. I mean, it's just amazing. So excited to be able to trade for that one. And then I got 3 more of my Bigfoot pins, so I need 4 of those as well. And then I got I really wanted the snack ears from Walt Disney World's Hidden Mickey set, or Hidden Disney set. I might start collecting Dole Whip pins. We'll see. And then I got the Simba Disneyland D from the Disneyland Hidden Disney set, which I wanted for my Lion King collection. So super excited to get those. And both of those were just straight across trades. So that was awesome. And then my Big Thunder haul, which isn't as big as I want it to be. I was pretty bummed. It was hard to come across Big Thunder pins. Not a lot of people had them. And if they did, they had like duplicates of these or these. So it was kind of a bummer, but a lot of the Big Thunder pins are older pins, and limited edition sizes. So I kind of knew that could be the case. So super excited to get the 5 that I did. So I got this, e-ticket Big Thunder pin, older pin, which is really cool to find. And then I got this is like the Epcot, or no, not Epcot. What am I saying? This is like, I think this is like a Disney World pin technically, but it's really big, which is cool. It's a couple inches. But yeah, Big Thunder Mickey. There's like the Big Thunder pattern in his shirt, and I think that's the Big Thunder symbol on his bandana. So that was a good find. And then this is actually a map piece. Obviously, I don't really care about the rest of the map. I really just wanted Big Thunder, but I like the detail in it. Like the little cactuses, the train and the tracks right there, and then the mountain itself in the background. So that was a really cool find. And then I got the float, which this is a newer pin. It's the cart is sparkly, which is cool. I love that it has the ride vehicle. It's got the goat, and I love that it has the dinosaur bones background. That's a really cool part of the ride. So really cool to find that. And then I found this Tiny Kingdom one that I love so much. And look at this. It's like the size of my fingertip. Okay. This, I was talking to another pin trader after the event. We were both kind of like decompressing from all the noise. And I was like, oh man, this thing makes me want to collect Tiny Kingdom pins. And he was like, don't do it. It's a rabbit hole you will never get out of. So we'll see what happens. But I love these little teeny tiny pins. And honestly, it's going to be a really cool like space filler on my Big Thunder board. So yeah, so super excited to find these. Still, I mean, they didn't take too much to trade for them, which was great, but still kind of bummed that this whole board wasn't just full of Big Thunder pins. That would be awesome. But super excited for the Lion King ones and other collection ones that I was able to trade for. So now that I've showed you the ones I trade for, let's move on to my book. Move this out of the way. Don't mind my Amazon box that I use for, you know, really high quality filming here, and gadgets for showing all of my things off. Anyway, so I mean, this is the first page. I'm missing what? So I added these two later, so I'm missing what, 3 pins from this first page. I still have all of my Munchlings pins, which baffled me. I thought these would all be gone, and I thought these would all be gone, and definitely these, because these are I think newer mystery box pins. But yeah, so still have this whole page. Then when we go on to the next one, I added in these 4, these 3 from, oh, and these 2, because this was a mystery box I opened in the park, from my like Park Trader mini Pinfolio boards. But like, okay, so missing like 10 pins from this page. So crazy as well on that one. And then down here, I almost traded for, someone almost wanted the Star Wars one, but there's another like supporting cast Star Wars pin for this, and she had this one but was looking for the other one, so she didn't want to trade for that. But I mean, this whole page basically, except for like these Star Wars pins and these keys, are what I started with. So someone wanted some of my Winnie the Pooh ones, I think. So I traded for those. But I mean, this page is basically still fully intact. Then we get to this one. This one's looking a little more empty. So traded for some of these pins here. Some of the older ones that I had, that I'd gotten from some Whatnot. Actually, I think most of the ones that I traded for, I got for free off of Whatnot. Also, if anyone has this pin, this one, just don't put it in your trade book. It's already breaking, and it was such a pain to keep closed in this book. And I mean, it's already like hanging on. So anyway, just a little tip. Someone else said they did the same thing with theirs, and it broke off pretty quickly. So anyway, next page. So this was Disneyland Paris pins. This is where holes start happening. So traded a few pins from this page, and then I think on the back of this, yep. So this is where the bulk of the trading happened. So a lot of my Disneyland Paris pins got traded for. So that's where a lot of those were. So this is kind of the page that I used to keep the ones I traded for on while I was walking around. But yeah, so that page is pretty much empty. And then we come down here, and this is actually a new one that I put in that I didn't get in the mail until after I had already left. So this one has a nice big gap. Someone wanted my Dinah pin at the very end, and then traded for a couple of the older pins that I had on this page. And then surprise, surprise, this one that I thought would be the first to go, that someone would want to trade me for a couple of pins that I wanted, still here. I had people that were interested in it and wanted it, but it was too much for what they had to trade for. So they were like, my spouse or friend, or significant other or whatever would be so mad at me if I traded all of these pins for this one. So I had a lot of people who were interested in it and super stoked that it was an AP. So that was cool to see that mattered to some people. But she's still here. So we'll hang on to her and hopefully trade for something really cool eventually. But yeah, I still have, all of these Pink a la Mode pins, which I was surprised by. And then all of these too. Like my all of my Pink a la Mode pins that I had, I figured my Stitch pins would be gone, but they're still here. And then this page is a little more empty. This page wasn't totally full, but someone traded for, I think, a couple of my princess pins back here. But yeah, so, I mean, it just goes to show that you really can trade with, you know, a smaller amount of pins. Because, I mean, I'm basically coming home with, I mean, basically a full book. And the pins that I got, you know, I mean, at least for my opinion, I think I walked out with some pretty spectacular pins, that I didn't think I would be able to trade for the pins that I'd got and come home with a full book. So pretty excited for that. I definitely am going to hold off on buying pins like I have been the last couple months and just stick to the budget pins and seeing what I can get on a budget every month, just to keep that going, to show you guys what's out there and to slowly keep up my traders for other pin trading events. But yeah, so I think a super successful trip. It was the time of my life. Definitely like top trip, definitely top solo trip I've ever done. Will definitely do again. It's going to be a couple of years till we get back to Disneyland probably, and that will be with my kids and my husband as well, so which will be amazing. I love taking them. They're great. We just have to do a little bit better at being okay with, you know, short stints in the park and plenty of naps and breaks. But anyway, super fun pin trading event. I will definitely do another one. I know there's a couple that they do kind of in my area here in Washington State, but they're like an hour and a half, 2-hour drive away, so that just takes some time and planning. But if I'm ever in California or Florida for like a Kraken or Go Pin Pro or Figment Guy pin trading event, I will definitely try to hit those up, because it was a really cool experience. I know that I can go in and trade for stuff that I really want, and I can take my pins that I've gotten on a budget, that I have saved up over time, that I have paid for at really good steep discounts for the most part, or maybe even gotten for free, and can trade for high-end pins that I like have my eye on, that are on my ISO, top of my ISO lists, and add to collections that I really, really want, that I am so excited to just like, there's something so satisfying about taking it off the back of card and putting it on your board and knowing that it's not going to come off. And I'm so excited to just add some of these pins to my collections that will be up here on my wall to look at and to share with my kids and to share with my friends and family and you guys, and just be able to enjoy looking at them and have my little piece of Disney here with me all of the time. So amazing pin event, amazing trip. Love Disney so much, and super excited that I finally got the time to go through this with you guys. Stay tuned for my next pin reorganizing video, so you can see how my pin board is morphed. I've actually acquired a couple of bigger pins and a good chunk of Big Thunder Mountain pins too, that I can't wait to show you guys. So if you like videos like this, if you like videos about pins, pin trading, like this video, subscribe to my page, follow along for some pinning on a budget content, where I go and get a surprise budget from my husband for the month and show you guys where you can get pins, where you can find deals on pins, so you can, you know, get good quality and quantity of pins for a lower budget, and then be able to, you know, I can show you guys how you can trade those pins for things that you want later on. So follow me for content like that if you want to get into pin trading. I'm also super new to it, so let me make the mistakes as I've already done, so that you can learn from them and not repeat them. But yeah, and if you guys, I'm also going to start doing some trades with people from the pin trading Facebook groups, and I will definitely record those for you guys so you can see how those work, and see what kind of things I find on there, because there's people from all over the world on those pin trading groups, and I'll show you guys kind of the whole process, and how that works as well. So follow along for those videos. And keep an eye out for my reorganizing video so you guys can see how my pin collection has grown just over the last couple months. But again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for following along and commenting on my videos. I love the back and forth and being able to chat with people and connect with other pin collectors and traders from all over the world. Comment below and let me know what was your favorite pin that I got. I think my favorite, you know, Big Thunder is my collection, but I never thought I would get one of these, and I love this pin so much. The art on is amazing. I think that's got to be my favorite. Yeah, that's got to be my favorite pin from the trading event. But yeah, so let me know what was your favorite, and like, subscribe to follow along for more pin content, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.